Hello, I'm here with Tom from the Canal and River Trust, and they've invited me down so they can show me what's happening with the Canal and Riverside Trust on the biodiversity of wild plants. And you were saying about the 2,000 miles. Do you want to tell our followers about that?
Yeah, so we have 2,000 miles of canal and river navigation in England and Wales, which we're really proud of because they are blue-green corridors across the countryside. We're really impressed that they are such brilliant corridors for wildlife through the landscape, through the English and Welsh countryside.
Interesting fact. With that now.
A blue-green corridor, so you've got, like everyone would know about like a green corridor,
Yes.
but because it's water, it's not necessarily as like classed as green, so people sort of say they're blue corridors. You know, we won't know personally, but there is a lot more diversity here than in some of our other places. The banks on here, they're brilliant. I mean, I love sedges and grasses, so these sedges are just lovely. They're so good for it.
There's that pennyworth. Do you want to, shall we talk about this pennyworth?
If you want.
Hello, right, we're here back at the canal again with Tom. Tom's you're an ecologist, are you?
I am an ecologist, yeah.
Tell us more about this pennywort again, please.
So this is floating pennywort, and it's a really good example of how it can just smother the canal. So I think this is the worst invasive non-native species that we can have on our canal and river network, because it can grow 20 centimetres a day. It can completely smother the waterway, and that blocks out light for plants and insects. It blocks out oxygen exchange, and it makes me lose sleep because it can just cause us so many problems. The amount of material that can grow, it just over a year is just crazy.
I've seen it completely choking the canals up near Wigan, and they actually drag it out and make big piles of it and let it rot down to try and get rid of it. But that's a real baddie. Yeah. Interesting fact. Absolutely nothing.
So there, a lot of people will sort of talk about pondweeds that you get in like your ponds, and that's like, you know, like the colloquial term for pondweeds. But these are the actual, like their dead family name is our pondweed. So this is probably blunt leaf pondweed, Potageton obtusifolius, which is quite a common pondweed, and you get it quite a lot in the canal. It tends to have like it's got like a little point at the end, but it's sort of less pointy than some of the others.
Is it good for oxygenation?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's brilliant for diversity because it provides the structure in the water.
And is that common in canals?
Yes,
or did it can be shallow canals like this one?
No, it's quite common. It can grow in sort of a couple of metres of water, but it's one it can deal with sort of high nutrient levels and slight bit of pollution. We get quite a lot of rare plants, quite a lot of rare Potageton on the canal network.
Wow.
Even on the Leeds and Liverpool, which is where we are now. But this one, I think because this arm is sort of not as disturbed as some other sections, there's just quite a lot of it. But do you know what a turion is?
No.
So a turion is like basically like a bud, like a clump of the plant that forms sort of late in summer.
Right.
And they don't produce seed, or they don't produce seed as much. They reproduce by these turions. So they're basically like little clumps of plant that break off and they sort of float off.
Almost clones of themselves.
Yeah, so that's why if we could see under the water, there's sort of like little clumps of the plant, so it's sort of spread around. And it actually, within the past 3 years, this plant is really spread quite a lot in this area on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal.
I think that's because of the warmth, because of the temperatures.
Do you know what? We actually don't know that within the whole of the northwest, we've had an explosion of this sort of family of plants in different canals. So on the Ashton Canal, there's a plant, Potageton trichoides, and I don't know what its common name is, but it's quite rare when you look at the records nationally across England. But it's just exploded on the Ashton Canal, and there's loads of it. It's sort of got fine leaves, and it looks a bit more delicate in this
That's
one.
an interesting fact.
Yeah.
I assume you videoed some of that.